I've heard a couple things. I've heard Kendrick Perkins ask the question, should LeBron shut it down to preserve himself a little bit, or should he go for the scoring title, which would, and I think I heard Skip Bayless say this, so I'm crediting the sources. Is it the feather? Because that's a feather in your cap to be a 37-year-old.
Oh yeah.
Scoring title, scoring champ. What do you see as not a Laker fan, but a LeBron fan? Where do you place the value on preserving? Because I think we're having a real conversation about next year at this point. I don't think we're having a real conversation about this year. Or are you still holding out hope that AD comes back and they go on the run of all time?
Well, yes. To answer your question, yes. But from a realistic standpoint, obviously I don't think that that's going to happen. But I think if you're LeBron, and until you're mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, you have to keep playing.
Or do you manage minutes? Are you going out there maxing his minutes,
I don't think you can.
Trying to win games that are ultimately not going to get you out of the play-in, and then if you do get into the play-in, you're getting Golden State or Phoenix.
Right, and I think I just think that if you are LeBron James, you're the best basketball player in the world. You go, okay. In that, of course, I'm sure people are hearing that and going, "Oh no, it's KD."
No, he's the best player in the world. There's no arguing that.
And that's what I'm saying.
That's his title.
But you're still arguably the best player in the world. Well, to me, he's the best player in the world. But if you have that confidence in yourself, if you're the best, and you're still alive, I think you just keep swinging until they take you out. And I think, and then you have Anthony Davis over there, and you're going, man, if he could just stay healthy, he did it 2 years ago. You're trying to all you're doing is, at least when you're playing at that level, and your approach to probably life is the glass is always half full. If not, I can do this, and you don't get to that level without that's the determination and that belief. And so I think you got to keep swinging until you're mathematically eliminated, just like when they did before they won the championship, when they got mathematically eliminated, he did shut it down. And I believe that until that happens, but the play-in's
added.
And the credit to the NBA and the commissioner, I always forget. I always want to call him Mike
Adam
Clyde
Silver
for some reason, which was the SEC commissioner, but in the old one. But anyway, I think that you keep going.
Yeah, I think it's
you're in the playoffs. You're in the play. It just so happens
you have an opportunity. Yeah. You have a legitimate puncher's chance.
And they won the play-in last year, and then KD. AD gets hurt.
Yeah,
and then
that's when he saw the three rims and he shot the one at the middle. Super lame. When LeBron hit that 3-point dagger and it was like, I was dizzy. I couldn't see. It was 3 rims. I shot the one in the middle.
Hey, that's the old Rocky.
Where have I ever heard that before? Here's the thing though. Here's the X factor. He's on borrowed time.
Why is it borrowed though?
Because we're already in unprecedented territory.
It is.
For his body.
But you could say that about Tom Brady, right? He's on borrowed time, but he'll be 45 when the season starts this year. And you go, okay, well, it's unprecedented for to be 44 years old and be the best. And you look at LeBron, and he's 37.
He'll be 38 in December of the next.
And you're leading the league in scoring, and you go, what about this? What about this tells you is going to stop?
Well, because there's a couple factors to that. They're 10 games under 500. So him being able to push through and get points is easier to do on a bad team. You know that, like I know that. They're at a point right now where he's got to get 50-ish for them to have a chance to win.
In the last couple wins.
But literally.
He had to get
he literally had to get 56 for them to win by 6. Or whatever they won.
They needed the whole half a nickel.
They needed all of them.
Half a nickel, the whole nickel. Not half a nickel. That's 25. Anyway.
And I don't think that, obviously, that's not sustainable for any player, let alone one with that many miles on his legs. The other thing is it's cost him on defense. He's I think 179th in defensive win shares
which
is super low for him. He's usually much higher.
Been one of the best defenders ever. Yeah, but I mean, you can't have the whole thing. You gotta get
exactly. So it's coming, but and then he also leads the league in turnovers since the All-Star break.
That's a good stat. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I got to credit again Skip Bayless and the fine staff over at Fox Sports.
No, you should have just kept that.
I can't do that. You can't do that. That's lame when you try to remix other people's stuff and claim it for your own.
Known.
Nah, I think Marvelous knows. Marvelous Williams knows everything. Mike's Place. I don't want to get in trouble with those guys.
Y'all need to we need y'all to stay on with us for that. We need that.
But and then I know these things, and I've said this too. These things are not passing the eye test. LeBron's as playing the 5 is not traveling down all the time. He's not getting back on defense all the time.
Out-rebounded by 19.
21.
21 the other night against their last matchup against, was it Toronto?
Toronto, yeah. No, they're getting killed on the boards. Dwight Howard, I guess, left the team for some personal reasons or something like that. So they don't even have him when they do need a stronger presence.
No, they got the number 35.
I don't even know who he is.
Dark skinned brother with the
I saw him. I didn't know who he was. I figured he came up from
I was like, where he come from?
Yeah. But no, so it's like, I don't think this team is going anywhere. When I looked at the schedule, they have 14 games left. All but 2 are against teams that are going to be in the playoffs. All but 2. There's only 2 games that are gimme games. There's Oklahoma City, and the other one is the Wizards, who beat them. And they got to go to D.C. Their next...
But that was one of the games where he dropped 56.
No, not the Wizards.
It was the Wizards.
They beat the Wizards?
Yeah,
I thought the Wizards beat them.
Remember LeBron hit the 3 and
You're right. My mistake, because they were showing, Kuzma was showing so much love and so much admiration. I mean, he traded you, bro.
He traded you. But you got a ring, though.
I guess maybe he was hugging him for the ring. Thank you for that ring, boss.
I appreciate it.
But so they got to go to D.C. They got 6 of their next 7 on the road. All games they could lose.
And then that elevation ain't good for that knee.
So at some point, do you preserve a little bit of him for next year when you might be able to retool the team and make a run, like a Brady in Tampa Bay type run? Like, all right, if it all ended right here, let's try to go all out.
Okay.
Is there? That's a real question.
I can answer.
It's not just a hater question.
So the first, it wasn't posed like that. Sure. So I answered it one way, which is from LeBron's perspective.
Right.
Because if you're him, if I'm him, I'm gonna keep swinging.
Yeah, legacy.
But if I'm, I don't know, the GM, Pelinka, Genie, whoever, I would shut it down, because the run would be the most miraculous run of all time. Yeah. And of course, if you're LeBron, you're like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. But if I'm, the Lakers brass, yeah, I gear it down and I get ready to package, if I can, Russell and AD, and I try to bring in, obviously some better players.
Dame or somebody.
Yeah, of course.
Go after?
Yeah. Well, Dame, Bradley Beal.
Who could give you I ain't all the way there on Beal like that.
Eric Gordon. What I'm saying is, but that's a better player. That's all I'm saying.
No. He's a better player, but I don't know if he's a winning player.
Well,
he gets a lot of stuff going on losing teams.
Okay, I like Bradley Beal a lot, and I love him. Well, I rarely play him in DFS because he's mostly just a scorer.
Yeah,
but he's a really good on-ball defender. I told you I think he's been playing out of place. I do think he's a point guard, and I think he plays better when he's running a 1. But the point is, though, you bring in an Eric Gordon. You bring in, if they got Eric Gordon and then they got Dame Lillard and LeBron, and you bring in a couple of extra pieces, that anyway.
But who are your bigs if you get rid of AD?
Well, you bring in, you develop guys, right? So, you look at a guy like Evan Mobley who came out of nowhere, or Jared Allen, guys like that. You can find
Evan Mobley did not come out of nowhere.
Well, but most people don't know who he is, though. You know what I mean?
Well, he was a number 2. Was he the number 2 pick in the draft?
I think it was Cade. Cade Cunningham was first. I don't think he was the second. But the point is, though,
I mean, he was up there, though.
Yeah, he was up. But I asked that about Josh Giddey. You was like, I was like, he's a lottery pick. You're like, nobody know about no Josh Giddey.
I didn't know Josh Giddey. I didn't know Josh Giddey.
Now he's the youngest guy to ever record a triple-double.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's got, sorry, we don't get to talk about Josh Giddey. If y'all get a chance, he's hurt now, but check out OKC.
Josh
Giddey is a small forward who plays like, like he got some real maturity to his game. Great passer. Anyway, so I would, yes. If you're asking me, yeah, I would, because I'm like, man, I ain't trying to do all that, and then I don't want to mess around and you tear something or hurt something.
And that's the other thing too. It's like
I need you healthy during the off season.
Exactly. No, because you don't want to get him hurt.
Yeah,
like you don't get because we don't know what it takes LeBron to play at this level.
Right.
In terms of prep, in terms of recovery.
You hear all about all of that after they retire. I was getting my knee drained twice a week.
Exactly. Exactly. So we don't even know what it takes, and then you don't want him to get a real injury.
Correct. And all of that. And then see with AD, obviously you don't mind as much because you know the injury is
coming no matter
right around the corner. But
and even when you go to the championship that they won, part of that is because he didn't have to play a full schedule.
Oh, I mean, totally. I don't want to say that's obvious, but I think it's fairly obvious that.
But when you ask him to go 82, it's kind of like, well, which of the 50 games is he going to be available for?
Well, if he could just,
you know what I mean? Like, can I pick my 50 like ahead of time?
Yeah. Can I go ahead and I want some blackout dates?
Yeah, like no, seriously, because you want to have AD at this time of the year, but you don't want to be in a play-in either.
No,
you know what I'm saying. So
no.
Anyways,
how many games are they out of the 6th spot? Or
the too many.
So
they're 2.5, 3 games out of not being in the playoffs. That's what I'm saying. They go on the road and drop 7 straight. It's a wrap.
So you low key, like I'm saying, not you, but if you're the Laker brass, you're low key hoping that they just go ahead and get eliminated.
Well,
so that you don't have to worry about LeBron trying to play. Yeah, they're 2 games.
They're 2 games out of being
and New Orleans. If Zion get up off his rear end, they might be able to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're
nowhere near 6.
No, they're 11 games out of the 6th spot.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. Denver ain't giving that up.
Nope.
Denver ain't giving that up.
Bad boy. I ain't come for games. Say it to my face. Say it to my face. I ain't come for games. Say it to my face. Say it to my face.